let's talk about the dangers of growing up as a tomboy and then realizing in your late 30s that you want to be more feminine. And it's not even danger, but it's the whole mindset. Like, for so long, I've been so driven and like ready to get things done, but in the process of that, I cut myself off from actually growing because I had this picture, this way of being that I knew worked for others. And now now that I'm like, well, that didn't really work out too well, so let's try it this new way. I'm struggling, and I have been struggling for a minute, but like now we're down to the wire, and now it's like shit or get off the pot. And let's just say I woke up this morning with my heart racing because I thought that I had woken up late. Everything came crashing into my brain of like what I need to do. I need to get everything figured out for like the living situation and like making some money and like, you know, my everyday tasks, on top of the fact that I'm leaving in a couple days. So then I'm just stressed out because I'm one of these people that if I have something to do, it's like that's my focal point, and like from this point now until that happens, I almost feel like I'm stuck, like I can't do anything. There was a time whenever I lived in Daytona and I worked, like I started my shift at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and I would make sure that I would stay up until 2 or 3 because I knew that, like 2 or 3 in the morning, but I knew that if I woke up early, then I wouldn't do anything because I had to wait to be able to get to work. And it was really weird, and I know that there's other people that are like this, and there's a label and a name to it, but I will say that I'm getting a little bit better about it, like now that I'm actually aware of it. But it doesn't mean that it's completely gone yet. So I leave on Saturday. Today is Wednesday. And on top of the fact of needing to like get things figured out, that drive, that old me that's just like almost pissed off at myself because I allowed myself to get into this situation, we're coming back to the shame. We're coming back to the like, why did you get yourself into this situation? Like, you knew that you were doing good whenever you just pushed through, but like internally I wasn't doing good. Clearly, if I had to numb myself every day to be able to just deal and survive through what I had put myself through. So it's like we're in this weird situation where like I know that there's a better way, but I'm struggling with actually getting myself to do what I need to do. And it all comes down to like I'm overwhelming myself because I'm looking at it from a 10-point system when I need to only be focusing on one thing at a time. But that impatience, that competitive impatience kicks in, and I'm like, well, but if I can combine like 3 of the 10 points, then I can move ahead forward faster. But then I start ruminating and don't end up getting anything done. And so yeah, then we're just like stuck in this fight or flight, and it's ridiculous. Like, I get that women and men are in completely different energy levels. Like, we have different things that push us, that drive us. And for so long, I've listened to the men, but even now, like seeking out more of like feminine, like female boss ladies, they still have the drive. Like they still found the skills to work on and practice and master that have that drive, which I mean it's kind of like a duh moment. I don't understand in myself why I have gotten so fed up with the drive. And it's not even that There's not things that I want to do. There's a lot of things that I want to do, but then these fucking excuses come up, and I don't make myself do it because I'm scared, because I'm afraid, and it's ridiculous, and then it just pisses me off even more, because I'm like, there is nothing that, like, there's nothing that's gonna kill you. There's no tigers hiding in the bushes to come and get you. Just one step at a time. I'm just reminding myself, one step at a time. And yeah, like, even though all this shit has happened within like the last couple days, one thing at a time. Okay, I have a few days before I go, and I have plenty of time to get stuff done, to get locked in. And even just telling you this little rant of mine has allowed some of that pressure to release, so that's exciting. So yeah, we're gonna work on the clarity of one of the offers, and then we have a website to build. Luckily, we have AI, so we'll get that figured out. And yeah, it's gonna be okay. It's going to be okay. Because as much as I'm kind of freaking out right now, I understand that how I got here, pushing through and doing what I thought I knew was the best way, clearly wasn't. So the only way to get through and creating something new in a direction that has been offered by others, like, not so much a direction, but a way of being that has worked for others, I'm at the point where I have to like pick and choose and mold it into my own system, because we're all different. Like, you know, what works for one person, it's not a one size fits all, isn't gonna work for somebody else. It might, bits and pieces. And then it goes back to modeling, and you know, I just I'm just ready for the next phase, but I'm stuck on this hurdle of being afraid of little things. And I don't even like to admit it, because then I feel like I'm putting it into like my subconscious. But then again, like, you have to let it out. Like, you have to hear how ridiculous your little stories are, so that you can counteract it with the truth, like with the optimistic side of things, because we are so capable of way more than what we think we are. We just limit ourselves. We just knock ourselves down with these stupid little stories, these little beliefs that have just been created over time from our adolescence, from our childhood. And it's a process. And honestly, one thing that I always kind of fought myself on in the beginning of this whole process was like, well, if it worked, like if what I was doing worked up until now, you know, like, I'm not completely hopeless because I know that works. So, you know, maybe that's it. Maybe it's just I have to kick back and jump back into how I used to be in order to get shit done, and then change gears, because everything is temporary. And it's like a balancing act of like picking and choosing, and like what's working for the best and what's not working for the best. But like, if I know that works and I'm in a spot, then it makes sense. And I'm not the same person that I used to be. So I am actually aware of like how I want it to be. So it's not like, I think that's another big fear, is I'm so afraid that if I do revert back to like getting shit done, I'm going to stay stuck in that, and then I'm going to have this whole repeat cycle. But that's not really true, because I am not the same person, and I am aware of like how I want it to be. And so now I feel like even if I did revert back through the steps, like I will be conscious of starting to pivot and molding it into a better form, into a better system. And honestly, that's pretty much what I want to do to help other barbers and stylists. I mean, anybody who's a sole proprietor, anybody who does personal service professionally, like if that's their business, it's going back into that like overgiving and then burning yourself out. And it's interesting because I feel as though like as we move forward, and that's kind of, I at least got some good insight on this, instead of trying to persuade others into like the stuff that I'm learning, it makes sense to help people accomplish the things that I already have. And even though like this is not sounding like I have my shit together, it is more of, I mean, it's just a different platform of the same shit that I've already done. But again, the way that I did it was not the way that I want to continue. So I think that's where the challenge is now I'm attempting to make it work in this new idea of how people say they should be. People suggest, like in the calm and the nervous system area, and masculine, feminine, and just like it's awkward. It's awkward and it's unfamiliar, and so I am just fighting with myself because it's new. It's new, and it's totally possible, but I'm just holding myself back because of these old stories. So again, one step at a time. You can only fail if you stop. So, like 1% a day, and 1% a day just means small, tiny goals. And that 1% will build up over time. Like, there's a good reminder. It just feels pointless in this moment. So yeah, danger in the fact of it's scary to change, but it's gonna be totally worth it. So yeah, hopefully you're having a great day, and until next time, bye.